Welcome to this video on the practice quiz of curve sketching. For number one, the first thing we're going to do is look at the factors to see if any cancel out. None of them cancel out, so now we're going to find the vertical asymptotes, and that's when the denominator equals 0. So the two vertical asymptotes are 6 and -3. The horizontal asymptote, remember, you compare the degree of the numerator and denominator, and in this case they are the same. So then you divide the coefficients in front. In this case it's 1 over 1, which is 1. There's no oblique asymptote because there is a horizontal one. So then we'll go to part B. The x-intercepts, you set the numerator equal to 0, so x minus 2 times x plus 8 is equal to 0. And you get x equals 2 and x equals -8. So the x-intercepts are 2, 0 and -8, 0. And the y-intercept, you set x equal to 0, so you go 0 minus 2, 0 plus 8, over 0 minus 6, and 0 plus 3. So that would be -16 over -18, which reduces to 8/9. So the y-intercept is at 0 and 8/9. Part C, you find out where it crosses the horizontal asymptote. You set the horizontal asymptote equal to the function. So in this case, it's x squared plus 6x minus 16 over x squared minus 3x minus 18. We're going to multiply by the denominator on both sides. So notice we get x squared minus 3x minus 18 equals x squared plus 6x minus 16. Subtract the x squareds. You get -3x minus 18 equals 6x minus 16. Bring the 6x over, and then you add 18. So you get x equals 2 over -9. So at -2/9 and 1, that is where it crosses the horizontal asymptote. Now we graph what we know. We know that the vertical asymptotes are at 1, 2, 3, 6. For x, and at -3, and then y equals 1. We know the x-intercepts at 2, 0, and at -8, 0. And then we know the y-intercept is at 8/9. Then what we do know is that the graph will gravitate towards the the vertical asymptote. So it's going to go like this here. It's going to go to the y-intercept, and then remember, it crosses the horizontal asymptote at -2/9, which is about here. So it's going to go up through it, and then go alongside this vertical asymptote like that. And then here, it's going to gravitate towards the vertical asymptote here and to the horizontal asymptote there, but it won't cross it because it only crosses at the one spot at -2/9. Then over here, you know that the graph has to be up in this part because if it was down here, it would have to have another x-intercept. So there's the graph for number 1. Number 2, there's no hole. There's a vertical asymptote at x equals -4. There's no horizontal asymptote, which means you have to find the oblique asymptote by doing long division. X squared divided by x gives you x, so then you multiply to get x squared plus 4x. Then remember you subtract. These will cancel out, and you have -4 minus 4, which is -8x. Bring down the positive 4, so -8x divided by x is -8. Multiply to get that, then you subtract, and you get 4 minus -32, which is positive 36, but remember the remainder doesn't matter. The oblique asymptote is just the line y equals x minus 8. Part B, the x-intercept, what makes the numerator equal 0? We have x minus 2 times x minus 2, so basically x equals 2, so the x-intercept is at 2, sorry, it's at 2, 0, and the y-intercept, when you put 0 in for x, you get 0 minus 2, so you get 4 over 4, which is positive 1. So the y-intercept is at 0, 1. And then for part C, to see if the x minus 8 is crossed, you put that in and set the function equal to it, remembering that you're going to multiply both sides by x plus 4. So that gives you a FOIL. So here you're going to get x squared plus, sorry, x squared, x squared minus 4x minus 32 when you FOIL equals, and then here this cancels out, so it's x squared minus 4x plus 4. When you subtract here, notice, and you add to bring over the x, those cancel out, so you're just left with -32 equals 4, which means there's no solution, which means it does not cross the oblique asymptote. So when you graph at -4, now to scale this so that we actually can x minus 8 will fit in the graph, I'll go by 2's. So -4 is right here. And then y equals x minus 8, so 2, 4, 6, 8. And then remember, you go up 1 over 1, up 1 over 1. Actually, sorry, it should be here. And then up 1 over 1, up 1 over 1. So it should look like that, both directions. Now, the x-intercept's at 2, 0. So here is 2, 0. And the y-intercept at 0, 1. So 0, 1 would be in the middle here. Since it's not crossed, you know that it has to go out towards the oblique here and up towards the vertical there. And then it's either got to be here or down here, but remember there's no x-intercept there, so the second part of the graph is going to be in this part here. And that is number 2. Number 3, notice you can cross out the x plus 4. So your new function is x minus 3 over x plus 2. And you have a hole at x equals -4. And to find the y-coordinate of the whole, you can just put -4 in for x. So you get the y-coordinate is 7/2. So the whole is at -4 and 7/2. A vertical asymptote, the denominator of the new one is equal to 0 at -2. The horizontal asymptote, well, the degrees of the top and bottom are the same, and the numbers in front are 1 and 1. So 1 over 1 is 1. That means there's no oblique asymptote, so that's part A. Part B, to find the x-intercept, you set the numerator equal to 0, so x minus 3 equals 0, x equals 3, so the x-intercept is at 3, 0. The y-intercept, when you put 0 in for x, so 0 minus 3 over 0 plus 2, so -3/2. And part C, to see if it crosses the horizontal asymptote, you set 1 equal to x minus 3 over x plus 2. Multiply by x plus 2 to get rid of the denominator. So you get that, and then when you subtract, notice you get 2 equals -3, which means there's no solution, which means it does not cross the horizontal asymptote. So when you graph this at -2, y equals 1, we have our x-intercept at 3, 0, wrong spot, 3, 0, and 0, -3/2 is our y-intercept, and I put that in the wrong spot too. Alright, so 0 and -3/2 goes right here. And so you know the graph is going to go like this because it follows the asymptotes and it does not cross. Then there's a hole at -4, 3, 4, and 7/2, which is 1, 2, 3, and 1/2. So there's a hole right there. Should be a hole. And so the graph is going to go up that way and down that way. Sorry, I put a little dot there, but it should be an open circle. Alright, that is number 3. Alright, so when you factor number 3, this is what happens. And the x plus 3's cancel out. So you know you have a whole at x equals -3. And when you substitute -3 in to the remaining simplified version, you get 9 plus 9 plus 9, which is 27, over 6, which is 9/2. So at -3 and 9/2, that's where there is the hole. There is no horizontal asymptote because the degree of the numerator is larger than the denominator. The vertical asymptote is at x equals 3 because that would make the denominator equal 0. And the oblique asymptote, you have to go -x plus 3 divided by x squared minus 3x plus 9. So you divide x squared by -x and you get -x. So you get x squared minus 3x. Notice when you subtract, these cancel out. So you're just left with 9, which is your remainder. So your oblique asymptote is the line y equals -x. For part B, the x-intercept, well, you're just left with x squared minus 3x plus 9, and that will never equal 0. Part C, or sorry, part B for the y-intercept, when you put 0 in for x, you get 9 over 3, which is 3. So the y-intercept is 0, 3.